I know a lot of you are sick to death of hearing me bang on about Michael Hunter and how good I think he is. And to reiterate what I've been saying all along, I'm not coming out here trying to tell you that Michael Hunter is going to dominate the heavyweight division. No. But all I've been telling you for a very long time is that Michael Hunter is criminally underrated by a large number of boxing fans and even pundits. This guy is massively underrated, and he is going to upset one of the major heavyweights in the division. Now, after the Povetkin fight, you had all these people saying, Hunter's not that good. He should have knocked Povetkin out. If Povetkin had been in there against Dillian Whyte or one of the other top heavyweights, he would have got cleaned out. He's a 40-year-old man. Oh my God, Hunter going the distance with Povetkin, that's terrible. Couldn't even knock him out. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. This shows the limit of so many people's boxing knowledge. Why on earth would you expect Michael Hunter to be able to knock Povetkin out? You don't have to be a ginormous puncher to be successful in heavyweight boxing. History has shown that. If you've got speed on your side, if you've got agility, if you've got dexterity, footwork, explosiveness, heart, tenacity, ring IQ, versatility, if you've got all of those things, you can still stand a very good chance and a decent chin. Michael Hunter has all that. I was impressed with him in the Povetkin fight. And I was impressed with Povetkin, to be honest with you, because of the fact that he was able to withstand the onslaught in the early rounds for Michael Hunter. So Hunter's performance against Povetkin, and I personally felt like, yes, it was a close fight. I don't think it was a flat-out robbery, but I do feel like Hunter was a little unfortunate not to get the decision. I personally had him winning by maybe a couple rounds. And now his draw with Povetkin doesn't look so bad, does it? All those people telling me I'm overrating Michael Hunter and he's not that good. In fact, there was a couple videos in the past where I said I might pick Michael Hunter over Dillian Whyte. And people were going crazy in the comment section. Oh, you're talking rubbish. No way Hunter can beat Dillian. He can't punch hard enough. He couldn't even stop Povetkin. You see the limits of their boxing knowledge? You see the limits of their boxing understanding? Michael Hunter, in retrospect, for those people, did very, very well against Alexander Povetkin, didn't he? He didn't get flattened like Dillian Whyte. He had Povetkin in all kinds of 6s and 7s. Yeah, he didn't have the power to drop him the way Whyte did, but he had the speed to not get caught as clean. So, yeah, Michael Hunter is one to watch for the future. Do not underestimate this guy. Again, I'm not saying that he's going to dominate the division. I'm expecting Michael Hunter to take more losses. He's already got a loss and a draw. The loss was to Usyk at cruiserweight. The draw was obviously with Povetkin. I'm expecting him to lose more. But at the same time, I'm also expecting him to turn over one of the top heavyweights, at least one of them, in a major upset. Because he's the type of fighter that is easily underestimated. Boxing fans, particularly when it comes to heavyweight boxing, they get so gassed by punching power. To the point where they think if you can't knock a 40-year-old Povetkin out, it means you're useless in the division. You're not going to do anything. Because you don't have the power of the top guy. You don't need the power of the top guys. Evander Holyfield never had the power of Lennox Lewis, Riddick Bowe, or Mike Tyson, or George Foreman. But yet, he beat Mike Tyson. He beat Riddick Bowe. He beat George Foreman. He had 2 tough fights with Lennox Lewis. So, you don't need to be a monumental puncher in the heavyweight division to be successful. You know, I could go on and give more examples. Jimmy Young, in the 70s, beat George Foreman. Had a real close fight with Ali. Many people feel like Jimmy Young won that fight. He wasn't a big puncher. So, again, people, Muhammad Ali himself, he had decent power, Ali, you know, an average heavyweight punch. He wasn't feather-fisted Ali at all. But he wasn't up there in terms of punching power with George Foreman, or Ernie Shavers, or Ron Lyle, or any of those guys. But yet Ali beat them all. You understand? And yeah, in retrospect, people look, oh yeah, that's the great Muhammad Ali. You can't compare Michael Hunter to Ali, man. How ridiculous. Well, at the same time, you can't compare, or, if you want to use that logic, you wouldn't compare Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder with George Foreman, would you? I mean, I might, but you guys wouldn't, right? Since it's such a outrageous thing to be drawing comparisons between today's era and the 70s with Ali and whatnot, since that's so outrageous. And I shouldn't be mentioning Ali in the same sentence as Michael Hunter. And you're saying, oh yeah, but Hunter's no Ali, is he? Well, is Deontay Wilder any George Foreman? Is Anthony Joshua any George Foreman? You see where I'm going with this? In today's era, as it stands right now, I'm telling you, Michael Hunter is very dangerous. Do not underestimate this guy. In fact, maybe the crowd out there, the betting crowd, who do believe that Michael Hunter can cause big upsets, they'll probably be saying, shut up, Hatman. We want these casuals and all these other people who think that they're hardcore boxing fans. We want them to underestimate Michael Hunter so he can make a load of money when he takes on one of the big boys, because there's going to be crazy odds. So shut your mouth, Hatman. Let us make our money and capitalize off Michael Hunter upsetting the odds. Anyway, this video will probably be forgotten in a couple days by most people. So it is what it is. Just a reminder, people, that heavyweight boxing is like no other division. You should expect the unexpected, and you shouldn't underestimate people. Even guys who don't have big knockout punches. Look how Michael Hunter did against Povetkin and compare that to how Dylan White did against Povetkin. Even compare how Michael Hunter did against Povetkin to how Klitschko or AJ did. Now, Klitschko dropped Povetkin several times and stopped him, but not without fouling him to a ridiculous extent by leaning all over and jump. I mean, Klitschko should have been disqualified in that fight. It was outrageous. And Anthony Joshua, yes, he knocked Povetkin out in I believe it was 7th round. But AJ was rocked early. You didn't see Michael Hunter get rocked early by Povetkin. AJ was. Okay, so Michael Hunter has certain attributes, dangerous attributes that can cause people serious problems that the likes of AJ and many other top heavyweights don't have. Hunter has them. So he has certain things that make up for his lack of power. And on top of that, Michael Hunter is improving. The one area, as I've mentioned in previous videos, where Hunter and his trainer Hasim Rahman need to work on is the way he paces himself throughout a fight. Now, in the Martin Bakole fight, Hunter paced himself very well. But in the Povetkin fight and in a couple other fights, he expended so much energy in the early rounds that his form started to break down and he started to look very sloppy towards the middle and late rounds. And if he's in there with an opponent who still has plenty of gas left in the tank in the late rounds, he could find himself in trouble as his form starts to break down because he's expended so much energy early on. And we nearly saw that against Povetkin, truth be told. If it had been a younger version of Povetkin, Michael Hunter may not have even escaped with a draw. Yeah? He might have taken an L there. So that's one area that they need to work on, is pacing himself, not getting too excited and early in fights. Yes, it was good to test Povetkin's chin early because you might be able to get him out. But he wasted a lot of shots, expended a hell of a lot of energy, and ultimately he couldn't get the guy out. So work on the pacing, work on the strategy and when you shouldn't go for it. But other than that, very promising young heavyweight. Keep an eye on him. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's happening, I'm out. And no, in fact, before I go, Michael Hunter, of course, picked Povetkin to beat Dylan White by knockout. Let's not forget that. I mentioned that in a pre-fight video as well. All right, I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.